So I felt with Naruto 642 there was definitely a lot more to talk about than the previous chapter, and in my opinion the solo attack from Naruto to Obito was a bit more epic than the tag team we got last week with Naruto and Sasuke. We start off finding out that the attack from last week didn't have any effect on Obito, and he's pretty much on some god level shit right now, that he can negate ninjutsu, and pretty much now the Kages can't regenerate, well, Minato anyway, can't regenerate his arm or anything, so pretty much if he gets fucked over, he's dead. Which I kind of like that because it brings more danger. There's a more dangerous element now. They can't just keep regenerating. Well, Minato in particular, I'd imagine if he got Tobirama and Hashirama and Sarutobi as well, then probably they couldn't regenerate, but I think since he hit Minato with one of those black spears, he pretty much negated the Edo Tensei, so now he can't regenerate, but he's just there. And speaking of Sarutobi, where the fuck is he? Is he like in a tree planking somewhere or something? Is like, what happened to Sarutobi, the god of shinobi at one point? The only thing I could imagine is he sensed the Orochimaru and the Kages coming, and maybe he went over there because he sensed maybe some malice or evil in Orochimaru. Either that or he's just taking a nap or something. The little flashback that we got in the chapter regarding Minato and Obito back in the past really raises questions. Could Minato have kind of changed Obito, talked no jutsu to him back in the day had he realized that that was Obito? In my opinion, no. I don't think that even if he realized that that was Obito, Obito would have changed his ways. I think at that particular point, he was already set in his ways. Regardless of what Minato said or did, he was not going to change. He was as stubborn as he is now back then. So I don't think even if he realized that that was Obito and he tried to tell him something, it wouldn't have changed anything. Because as he said several times, the trigger was the death of Rin. Even though he did try to negate that at one point, but whatever. And I really like how we got big development with Naruto in this one, how pretty much he was on some Kage level shit where he realized that the attack from Gamakichi wasn't evaporated by Obito and then went into Sage mode and attacked him. The only other person on the battlefield that recognized that was Tobirama, which Tobirama, again, like I said last chapter, he's a boss. He's, at the end of the day, one of the supreme Hokage. And it shows that as far as battle strategy even and realizing things, Naruto is definitely ready and more mature than he ever was before to sit on that Hokage throne. Well, first Tsunade has to die, but whatever. And I love that Tobirama helped him to transport there and he just smashed Obito on the ground, reminiscent of how Minato did it all those years ago. And the little speech that he said before that, don't be salty because you couldn't be Hokage, and he's like, and most importantly, don't disrespect my dad, beast. Keeping it 100%, I really enjoyed that particular smash more than last week's Naruto and Sasuke, because while that was pretty dope, this one was straight from the heart. You disrespected my father, you disrespected my dream, so I'm gonna kick your ass. And that also makes me think that there's a possibility that maybe Genjutsu could work on Obito as well, because we know that ninjutsu can't work, but if senjutsu could work, then that brings up the possibility that maybe genjutsu could work as well. But the problem is that would the Kyuubi at this point help to tell him, yo, snap out of it? When you're a Jinchuriki host, you could pretty much get awoken from the Genjutsu if the actual Biju tells you, yo, wake up. But would the Kyuubi actually do that? Is the Kyuubi working with him at this point in conjunction to, you know, fight off all these people? But it's still a possibility, because if Senjutsu could work, then there's a possibility Genjutsu could work as well, and Taijutsu as well. Let's get a couple of Guy and Rock Lee kicks to the face, if you know what I'm saying. And last but not least, something that was pretty epic at the end of the chapter, but could also prove problematic in the future if we don't get some explanations on it. We see the big-ass Kyuubi shadowed out. That seems to be the other half of the Kyuubi's chakra that was locked within Minato when he was sealed. But he seems to be kind of evil and not really like the same as Kurama. The Kurama that's inside of Naruto is already working together and, you know, a decent guy. Or a decent fox, you get what I mean. But this one kind of said Naruto is a spoiled brat. He even got my other half to join him. But that makes me think, so is this part of the Kyuubi still evil? Is he still the same as he was when he fought Minato and Kushina back then? Because if that's the case, then how the hell did Minato go into Biju mode right away? Initially, I thought, okay, well, if this part of the Kyuubi was good, then also that part of the Kyuubi would have been good as well the moment Minato set foot on human ground. But that's starting to prove different, because it's like, if this part is different and he's basically saying my other half and he's evil, then how is Minato going to be Biju mode? Hopefully we get an explanation on that, because that's the one thing of the chapter that kind of got me a little bit aside from Sarutobi taking a nap somewhere that we don't know. Either way, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. Is he going to have to fight the Kyuubi within him to try to get more power or something? Exactly what is going to happen between Minato and this part of the Kyuubi? I'd imagine that the Kyuubi, if he's smart enough to realize, yo, now's not the time to be a dick, he would work in unison with Minato. But at the same time, this isn't the same rational guy that we know that's inside of Naruto. This guy might be different, and judging from the way he was shadowed out, he kind of looks like he might be that same evil Kyuubi that he was back when he fought Minato and Kushina. Overall chapter was very good. It gave you a few different things. Basically, we find out how they can actually stop Obito without using ninjutsu. We find out that ninjutsu isn't effective. We find out that the Kages are at risk. If they get hit by Obito, he can negate the Edo Tensei and they can't keep reviving. Of course, we get that ending where Minato kind of might have to go up against the Kyuubi because it seems to be kind of evil. And that epic slam reminiscent of what Minato did to Obito all those years ago was beast. Oh, and the development of Naruto realizing that Senjutsu would actually work just based off Gamakichi pretty much using an attack. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Very good chapter, but one of the big problematic aspects is that very end, which kind of makes it okay. So Minato didn't conquer the Kyuubi immediately after being revived, meaning how the hell did he go into Biju mode? Hopefully this isn't a plot hole. Hopefully it gets explained, because if it was the case that him and Naruto are intertwined between the two Kyuubi chakras, then wouldn't that mean that Naruto would have both chakras in him and would be a lot stronger? So it can't be that as well. Hopefully Kishi explains something really good, because if not, then it's just going to be bullshit. But let me know what you think. First of all, do you think that all those years ago, had Minato realized that was Obito, he would have been able to change his mind and make him think, yo, maybe I shouldn't do all these things? And what do you think is going to happen with that other half of the Kyuubi's chakra? Do you think he's evil? Is Minato going to have to fight against him? Or is it going to be basically just going to join up with them? How has Minato been going Biju mode this entire time if he hasn't conquered that actual chakra within him? And where the hell is Sarutobi? Like, oh dude, wake up, we're in the middle of a world war. For ForneverWorld, and as always people, have an awesome day.